Alors, Ahmed, ça va?
Ça va et toi?
Très bien, très bien.
Comment ça se passe?
Très bien. On
Très
est
bien.
très bien. On est à une ponctualité méditerranéenne, sinon ça va.
Ah, ça c'est pas grave.
On
30 minutes,
respecte
c'est pas grave.
les délais d'une manière méditerranéenne.
30 minutes, c'est pas grave.
Heureusement qu'on a une forte présentation des Italiens ici. Si
Ouais, il y en
c'était,
a deux. Il y en a deux.
si on avait des Allemands, on aurait été cuits.
Oh, ça
Et
va.
le seul Hollandais, il est parti. Donc c'est maintenant sud-sud.
Et ils peuvent comprendre.
Oui, oui. Donc maintenant c'est l'aléa du direct. Voilà. C'est toi qui partages maintenant la présentation.
C'est moi qui partage la
Ok.
présentation.
Et on te voit aussi.
Bah, c'est très bien. Bonjour à
Très
tous.
bien.
Tu me dis quand est-ce que je peux commencer et je commence. Moi, j'ai pour moi,
Ok.
c'est une invitation pour dire.
Ok. Je vais juste te dire deux mots et puis en plus. Ok. Alors, good morning. Thanks again for the presence. I'm really happy to see you here. As you've heard, so we start with some delays, and we have like a small rescheduling of the program. So we will have now Mr. Ahmed Amni, VP Global Business Development in Virtuoso, who's gonna speak about how to unlock the digital transformation, and yeah. So we don't delay anymore. So Ahmed, so the stage is yours.
Thank you. And I presume that the presentation will be in English, right?
Sorry, say it again.
And I presume that the presentation will be in English.
It's up to you. You want English? You want Arabic? You want? You know, the most. We have English will be perfect. So we have Philippe Brokov from Site Pro here.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
And also Mathieu. Mathieu, you prefer English? In Slovenian, if you can.
Yeah. Or it will be his course of French. Like it's the morning, everyone had his coffee.
Yeah.
I will present to you how we seek and how we see digital transformation, and how we can move from traditional hosting to platform as a service and providing application as a service to your fellow customers. We have two colleagues with you on site, Antonio and Alessandro, and they will be happy to answer any questions after this presentation, or you can as well contact me. They can give you my email and we can speak. A bit of my background: Moroccan originally, born in Morocco, raised in Morocco, then came to Europe for a few years now. 15 years in B2B operational business, so working mostly with service providers and helping service providers to propose fantastic cloud solutions to their customers. Working as well and worked a lot in the cloud. I did 3 years of telco and 12 years into the cloud. Worked with the big boys, for the service providers, worked in the channel as well. And I'm passionate to give and to propose or help customers to provide a multi-cloud topology. So any customer out there, any end user out there should not be having any vendor lock-in, and they should have the possibility to use the cloud of their choice for the workloads of their choice. So I'm passionate about helping you as service providers to get into a workload first approach rather than an infrastructure first approach. The benefits of digital transformation, it's just a reminder, I believe that everyone in the room knows about it, is the exceptional accessibility, using time more efficiently, improving the security of the processes, possibilities of all the automation and orchestration that the tools are giving in order to get into a better profitability and a better performance. Scalability is very important. Your customers as well are looking for, or the end users are looking for scalability. They would like to use their applications without interruption of service, without having any issue, and decreasing the dependability from any software stack or from any hardware or whatever. So you have an end user, you are proposing you as a digital transformed service, and these end users would like to consume these services in a way where it's efficient, it's scalable, they don't have issues, it's working 24 hours a day. A bit of numbers about cloud and DevOps. So 82% of the customers out there worldwide are thinking about modernizing their applications or migrate them to the cloud. So they think about, I want to move my workloads from on-premise to the cloud. And the cloud can be a local service provider who is proposing me a cool infrastructure as a service or platform as a service solution, but I am having a legacy application. So I would need to modernize these applications in order to move them to the cloud, and this is like 82% of the users of the cloud. Now, 74 of these applications are legacy applications that are migrated to the cloud for a need of modernization. And you would be, and any end user today, any bank today, or any manufacturer, or any telco is thinking about how can I modernize my applications, and where is to fit, and where can I put my applications. 58% of the organization with the migration and modernization strategy are more likely cloud only 3 years from now. So they will be using only cloud. They won't be having on-premise at all. So today they have on-premise, they want to move to the cloud. They would like to modernize their applications in order to move to the cloud and be dependent on the cloud only. And 84% of the CIOs are extending their DevOps capabilities. So today, if I am a CIO, I would need to have not only the applications as a service, but as I have a team, if, for example, I am a bank and my go-to-market is based on application-based, where I need to propose to my customers applications where they can do transfers, where they can manage their money, where they can manage their loans, where they can manage their insurances, I will need to have these DevOps capabilities to give my team possibility to develop faster. And when we develop faster and more reliable, it's affecting the time to market. So I will be having a better time to market, and most importantly, better time to revenue. So this is how we saw, and Virtuoso is coming into the hosting, from the hosting world. So we are 23 years company, and we started working with the hosters, and we are the first company in the world to think about commercializing containers. So we saw that the trend of containers would be coming at some point, and we started it 20 years ago. So we have like all the knowledge about containerization and how we can help our hosting partners and our cloud partners to get into that layer. So we started with shared hosting. We started as well with VPS hosting. There are pros and cons. But as we were moving into the time, we understood that the customers and the end users of our customers that are service providers, they will need that layer of orchestration. So I am a company, I am an end user, I go to a service provider. This service provider would be proposing to me containerized applications, a containerized WordPress, a containerized database, but I will need to have a platform that helps me to orchestrate that containers with DevOps and CI/CD capabilities. And this is what we built. This is where we went. Today, Kubernetes is there, but Kubernetes is not made for that kind of business. So in here, we give the possibility to use the containers, and as well give the orchestration of these containers, and creating a platform as a service that gives to the end user the possibility to develop any application at any time with ease of use, and in 5 minutes I'm having my containers ready to start developing my Java application or my PHP application, or having my database, or I can even have a Kubernetes cluster and manage that Kubernetes cluster with the same orchestration into the same world. Applications are transforming, and so are the world or the demands. So as we see here, like this is a traditional service provider providing shared hosting, VPS, dedicated service and domains. And this is a business that is growing, but growing like 5%. So the demand demands of the customers are now beyond that. So imagine you have someone who is buying a VPS. To buy that VPS, to host a database. So now what the end user was doing is, I go to the service provider, I buy the VPS, and then I have a manual job to install that database, to update that database, to make sure that this database is not corrupted, to make sure that this database is replicated, to make sure that this database is updated to the latest versions. So the service provider has a money that is lost, or a profit that is lost, from proposing only the VPS, and the end user as well, from a performance perspective and from an ROI perspective, he is losing time in order to operationally manage these components. So the goal here is, the more we process the more we make easy these processes, the better it is for the end user, because he will be getting his database in 5 minutes, and there are tasks that are behind the scene to get this database always updated, not corrupted, backupped, and all the stuff. So his performance and reliability will be better, and the ROI at the end of the day will be better. And as well for the service provider or for the channel partner, it will be better because they will be proposing a service, not anymore an infrastructure. And by proposing that service, we will be getting to a better reliability. And then shifting that model of business to proposing a platform as a service with capabilities, with advanced capabilities of auto scaling and clustering, high availability, putting everything on containers, because when we containerize, we use less hardware, and then the ROI is, of course, better. So that's one of the usages that we are seeing for the channel partners, to go to their end users to maximize the profitability of the usage, and then propose to them a solution that gives them all these cloud-ready solutions. And as you see here, the worldwide forecast is high. So in 2021, when it comes to cloud application only, this is in million of dollars, and we are seeing that this is if you take all the cloud business from an application perspective, it's right behind the SaaS. So it's even better than the infrastructure, because everything is running here on top of an infrastructure. And sometimes we find service providers that they invest into getting the infrastructure as a service. They start selling the infrastructure as a service, but it doesn't fly. It doesn't fly because there are no use cases to consume into that infrastructure as a service. And the goal of the platform as a service as well, and having this containerized application ready to consume, is to help consuming that infrastructure as a service, because we are not anymore into infra sales, pure infra sales, but we are here into a service model sales. So, and the service model sales include the software and the hardware, and you can propose a bundled solution to your end users. So this can drastically help you to increase the consumption of your investments in infrastructure as a service by proposing such kind of services to your customers. So as we see here, hyperscalers dominate the world. It's like 87% of the cloud business worldwide. It's 57 billions of business. But the cool thing that we have in Africa, and especially in North Africa, is that we don't have hyperscalers. So there is a massive possibility for us. I know that OVH Cloud is well present in North Africa. But there are some particularities that our region has, that there is a big potential for our service providers and for the partners out there who wants to propose cloud services from a data regulation perspective, from a proximity perspective, from a language perspective, from a cultural perspective as well. And we need to start thinking about building our own clouds in order to give the possibility to our customers in our regions to have either hybrid clouds between their on-premise and regional clouds, or get all their workloads into the premises or the clouds of the partners. And here, Safosi is pioneering it. We are working with them since a few years now, and they are proposing a very nice cloud. services to the end users. Now, let's speak about our platform as a service, or our application platform. So the goal here, as I told you, is to be infrastructure agnostic. So we can run on top of any cloud. The goal, as we can see now, and more, the market is going into a multi-cloud topologies. And I would like to have my application spread. Remember, like I am an end user, I am a bank. I want to have a workload-first approach. I have applications. Some are Java, some are Kubernetes, some are Node.js, some are Python, and I want to use these workloads based on the services that I need. Some will run on my data center because I need some latency that I cannot get from cloud providers. Some will be on my cloud provider for data modeling, for disaster recovery, and then I will be choosing the right infrastructure to host my applications and manage my application. So it can run on top of any application, any infrastructure. It's infrastructure agnostic, and the containers can run on top of any infrastructure. Now, when it comes to platform as a service, as you can see here, you see that there are two components. First component is SaaS. SaaS is any application that is templatized. I want to have a MySQL database. I don't want to spin a VM and store MySQL and then update that MySQL, manage that MySQL. I would like to click on a button and get my SQL database. Or I want to click on a button and get my IBM DB2 database. Or I want to click on a button and get a WordPress ready to consume, ready to use, that I start developing the website of my company or the website of the companies I'm working with. Now, when we start developing, we need to have DevOps capabilities as well. So our platform as a service is a combination of both of them. You have the SaaS models. You can create your SaaS, you can create your templates, and you can start selling rather than selling VPSs, you sell SaaS products. And you have all the DevOps capabilities that help you to do this. And then everything runs on containers. You can do VMs as well for Windows applications. Because Microsoft doesn't allow anyone to have Microsoft containers rather than Microsoft. So we can run Microsoft applications on top of VMs and running the containers on top of to use any of the applications. We have a network management as well and a storage management as well. So we give a full turnkey solution to the end users and to their partners, to the channel partners, to serve that market, either by being a service provider and proposing a cloud model, and then there is an end user who will be going to a website and then creating it, or by building private clouds to the organizations that would like to use microservices, that would like to use containers, but they don't want to have the complexity of using Kubernetes because it's very, very complicated, and they would like to have containers and their orchestration that we can propose with pre-built templates, with pre-built softwares to consume, and they can help, and we can help the developers to go faster and go to market in a faster way. And as you can see here, so we are targeting like cloud service providers to build platforms as a service, managed service providers that are providing public and private clouds, enterprise private clouds that are on premise. We are working as well with some global ISVs. They are mainly using it on top of the hyperscalers because they need many places and be present in many places in the world because of the latency, and working as well with system integrators, of course, that are integrating solutions to their customers. Because usually when a bank is launching an RFP, they launch an RFP based on a solution, and one solution, our platform is one brick of that solution to help in the delivery, or to help into the streamlining of the DevOps, or helping into the streamlining of the consumption of all the softwares that the system integrator is saying. We are working like with the global service providers and system integrators. We are working and going to be a full channel model. Antonio and Alessandro is our channel manager for the EMEA region. So I encourage you partners to speak to him and see how we can work together to help you with your customers. 3 customers for now. Sabozi, one of our major and platinum partners in the region. So we are working with Sabozi, and we have some opportunities with Sabozi. Hybrid and multi-cloud interoperability. Your customers will ask you this. It's becoming a trend. it's becoming a trend to be hybrid or multi. I don't want to have a vendor lock-in. So you can propose your cloud plus other clouds for your customers to adopt the workload, the first approach. But secondly, imagine if I am a bank and this bank is using Google Cloud, Amazon, and their private cloud. Each time I need to develop an application, I need people to be certified on Google Cloud PaaS and other people that are certified on Amazon, and I am using here a VMware Tanzu or an OpenShift. That said, it's a cost for me from an operations perspective. And finding the skills is also another problem. So I need to find the skills, and once I will find the skills, they are very expensive. And once even I find them, I have applications running in silos. These applications are not managed from the same single point. What we do with our platform as a service is that we have one dashboard. You can have availability zones in Google Cloud and Amazon in your private cloud, and you have one single place to manage your applications, your databases, your WordPresses, and everything. And each time a customer would like to deploy something, he can deploy it on top of the cloud of his choice. And this is one of the major values that we have. Second value that we have is it's one tool, one certification, one skill to master. Once you master that skill, you can deploy your containers on top of any infrastructure with no issues, rather than having 3 points of certification. And then the third point is, from a security perspective, rather than securing 3 points, you will secure one point. So you have 1 point to secure, one platform as a service to secure. It's easy to manage. It's less threats. It's easier from a security perspective. And then you can set up the solutions that you would like to have. You can propose container as a service, and I'm seeing a lot of hype into container as a service. You can still do Kubernetes, database as a service, applications as a service. For the hosters, proposing e-commerce as a service. There are digital transformation is about e-commerce as well, and e-commerce is hyping in the North African region. So we have like modules that are available to be deployed in order to give this possibility to your end users to spin, rather than go into a Shopify or to go to these solutions that are providing e-commerce platforms. You can propose it by yourself. WordPress as well. We see a massive growth in WordPress. WordPress is now being like the standard for website development. So you can propose WordPress without the hassle of WordPress. One click, they have their container, they have their WordPress easy to use. And then the platform as a service with all the DevOps capabilities. The second cool thing that we have is pre-built templates. So we have here a marketplace in the tool that gives you the possibility to run the softwares, or either open source softwares or commercial softwares. For example, we have a partnership with MongoDB, where you can start selling MongoDB as a service in the region. We have a partnership with Docker. We have a partnership with MariaDB, and we are making sure that all the processes are streamlined. So I want to click on the button and get a container running MariaDB. And in 5 minutes, I have that MariaDB. Now, if a new version of MariaDB is coming, we can update it as well with one click again. So I click on one click, and I click on a button, and then this MariaDB is upgrading from point A to point B, which is one of the major functionalities that we have in the platform. So marketplace, pre-built, you have RabbitMQ, and we are working on getting more and more of partners, ISV partners, into the marketplace to help our partners selling more and help the end users to gain in efficiency and move forward. And of course, like this is impacting the profitability of both parts. Database as a service, very important topic. We are seeing a lot of demand, especially from the developed markets. We are proposing like all the needs for a database. For example, and I remember I was in a call with Oracle, and we shared with them our primary topologies and showed them that replication is done in a synchronous way between two sites, one in Asia and one in US, and they were like amazed. They said, we have no partner, no ISV partner that is capable to do this today. And we have you have all your customers, All the end users are using databases. It's a nightmare to manage from an operational perspective. So we are doing all this on their behalf in order to propose to them cool capabilities. Now, you will tell me there are possibilities to consume these databases from the cloud providers, indeed, but you don't have the topologies, you don't have the right to choose your architectures, for example. You cannot do a primary architecture or a primary secondary architecture. You need to build it by yourself. You need to spin one here, spin one there, and then start in having the tools that helps you to do it. While in our platform, you can do it from the creation of the cluster, and everything is streamlined in behind. One important as well thing that you don't have in other providers is the redeployment to a newer or older version. So I can upgrade my database, but I can as well downgrade my database, while other providers cannot give you this possibility. WordPress as a service. We have, as I told you, like we are 23 years into the business. We worked for many years with our hosting providers. We know the business. We know that business very well. It's our DNA. It's our bread and butter. So we built all the WordPress capabilities that a hoster should provide to their end users, or a company or an enterprise who wants to develop WordPress. They have all the optimized stuff and clustering and auto clustering and databases and load balancers that they need in order to have a WordPress that is working efficiently without interruption of service, and we can as well base that WordPress based on the load. So I can create a cluster for low load if I have, like, I need to work on an internal website that I will be using, but I can do as well a high load for any e-commerce company, or I can do, for example, I can start on Medium, and then I know that, for example, for Black Friday, I will be having lots of requests, so I will be taking it to a high load, and I will be having all the scalability that I need, so that my customers and my end users are having the best quality of service and user experience that they can have. Kubernetes as well is available. You can spin Kubernetes clusters, manage your Kubernetes clusters as well with your application from one single view on top of the cloud of your choice. It can be on-premise, it can be off-premise, it can be hybrid. Having all the high density resources, I can create Kubernetes clusters for production. I can create them for testing only. So I have all the topologies that I need. I can have as well all the monitoring tools that I need, Grafana or whatever monitoring tool to make sure that my Kubernetes is well used, and I have application performance monitoring to scale, not scale, configure my scaling if needed, and all the needed stuff. So these are the targets. Working with the ISVs, because they are the most, they are developers. They want to build their SaaS solutions, and they want either, if they are on premise, they would like to streamline the delivery process and make sure that the delivery is working well, or we are working with them in another streamline of the marketplace and proposing them to our customers. And here I'm speaking about the big boys like IBM, Oracle, and all these big companies, working on providing e-commerce technologies, working with the digital agencies, of course, that want to have all the digital tools in order to build websites, mobile applications, and all the stuff. Game developers, we are seeing more and more of attraction of game developers to come and deploy on top of our platform. Education, finance, of course, finance, they are one of our biggest customers because their business is tied to technology. They need to develop faster. They have chief digital officers that are tied with the time to market, and time to market is not even the value today. The time to revenue is the most important thing, and by giving them possibility to develop faster in a microservices way, in a scalable way, on top of the infrastructure of their choice, it's an easy discussion. It becomes a very profitable business for them. IoT, entertainment, and working as well, everything is going through the channel. We are working exclusively with the channel. So it's either service providers proposing as a service solutions or system integrators that are proposing on-premise solution to their end users. Or a combination of both. Sometimes we can find an MSP, be it a system integrator, and as well a managed service provider providing cloud services to their end users. Case study, Jahia, one of our partners, they are an ISV based in Lyon, in France. They are using our platform to streamline containers between two providers. They are using OVH Cloud and AWS. OVH Cloud for France and AWS for global. And they have the possibility with our platform to create their containers and give possibility to their customers to consume their SaaS globally with an API-first approach. And they have all the automated CI/CD pipelines to make sure that their applications are running into the 3 stages of a deployment or of a development cycle of an application. So this is one use case, like one SaaS customer who wants to build one SaaS provider who wants to build a SaaS solution and provide it to the market. And here we see a lot of applications that are made for our culture. For example, HR. An SAP cannot be tailored for the HR in our region, like if I speak about Northwest Africa. So here there are many local players that want to have a SaaS model for their end users to start using their applications. And here this can be an opportunity. So they can have their application running in one main center, for example, in Tunisia. And if they want to spread into Senegal, they can use another cloud provider and then attach that cloud provider and start providing their application with a good latency in Senegal. That was it for me. If you have any questions, go ahead.
Hello, do you have any question here? Questions? No, Antonio? Okay. So from my side, actually, I've used this services or product since 2016, and really, so I'm not. It's really so. What Ahmed described and showed, he can now open he can just simply open the dashboard and show you how you can really deploy in complex environments in like 2 or 3 minutes. So for our market, so what I always said about this kind of products, this automated products, is like when you take like a simple container or virtual machine and you need to build like a complex architecture. If you put like an engineer working on that, he will need, let's say, 1, 2, 3 days. And really, so with this technology, so you can have it in a minute. This is one point. The second point that you can update it like within minutes. You can run it. You can automate the updates within minutes. So yeah, and I had really the privilege or the chance using this technology. So I really met with guys like the father of Java, of PHP, they were contributing to the development of this technology. So it's not only technology, but it's a community. So the Virtuoso application platform. Okay, so Ahmed, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
And so if you have any questions, so you can send contact Ahmed directly or Antonio and Alessandro here. Thank you.
Thank
Ahmed.
you.
Yeah.
Have a great event.